2, and we are live. What's going on, everybody?
Hello. If you don't know where you're at, this is the super critical interactive FPV show. My name is DadBodDadBod, and what's going on? Oh wow!
George forgot to hit the mute.
Yes, my echo button was going. If you don't know, there are several talking heads on screen. I am joined, as always, by Dan Z, Jinx, Fuse, and the one, the only, BOTGRINDER. What's up, Bot?
Hi, I'm here. I'm here too now. I'm BOTGRINDER. I'm here too now. Hello. How are we doing?
I'm awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
How has everyone been? How's everyone's day going? Let's start there.
I edited for 5 hours straight. It's pretty tight. I feel good about it because it's done with now.
What do you
Heck yeah.
Just next week's video. My weekly video.
Are you actually, I've always wondered this. Are you kind of like always doing one video a week? Do you try to stack them? You just are like
every Saturday or Sunday I film a video to go out the next week. I've been doing that for like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
No stackies, just cheating.
No stackies.
If I happen to film something extra, I'll put it out on like a Wednesday or whatever. It's like a Wednesday video. But not fresh content every single week.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, you've been doing it for quite a while now, and I would argue for quite a while you have been the like biggest, most interesting kind of personality that's out there in the FPV world.
Oh, are we gonna take the 3 minutes to gush over the guest? All right, and go. No, I'm serious. So I was showering today. It has nothing to do with the talk. I just showered to be showering. I thought, yeah, cool. We're having BOTGRINDER on the stream today, and I was thinking, there's like if you get involved in FPV, right? Like FPV drones. I think there's like maybe three people who you will automatically, like within the first month of being in the hobby, you will like learn. And I think that everyone says Bardwell because that's where everyone sends you to troubleshoot your shit.
Like, and I don't want to deal with it. Just watch Bardwell.
Yeah, just watch. Here's the playlist that you watch, and I'll go away for like 2 months. And then there's Steel, right? Everyone like comes across Steel in some form or fashion. And then there's BOTGRINDER.
For sure.
Like, right? And I'm like, we've had guests before, like amazing pilots, but like, sorry, I'm taking overly long on my gush period here, but we were,
it's all good.
I was, I was getting ready to cradle. I was setting up the YouTube description, and I looked at, I was trying to find the link to your YouTube so that we could plug you in the description of this live stream, and then I saw that your tagline is "World's Greatest Drone Pilot," and of course I chuckled, and then I was thinking about that today too, and I was like, is he the world's greatest drone pilot? I mean, it's so much more than just flying, it's not just how good you are on the sticks, I
don't know about greatest. I'd go with like passionate, one of the most passionate people out there about FPV. I've been flying for 6 years and I'm still all about it. Like yesterday we went and flew and I was pumped. I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna go fly drones. I was stoked, just like I have been for 5-6 years. You know what I mean? Like I hate everything after like 2 years. I get bored. It was crazy. It's crazy how much like drones are still a thing. Like I know it being my career makes me stay with it, but also like I never have dreaded like having to go fly my drones. You know what I mean? Maybe long range because it's sketchy, but what?
Has that ever ebbed? Have you ever gotten a period where you were like, I don't know if I'm into this anymore?
Not yet. I have gotten points where I'm like, I don't want to break shit and fix it today. You know what I mean? I've gone to fly, make a video where I'm like, I don't want to go hard because I don't want to break anything. I have to I'm like enjoying my drone working all week or whatever. That's really it. I've never been like, I don't want to drive an hour to fly drones with my friends. Like every time I get hype, I'm doing it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness too. I don't see it coming. I just knocked on wood, so I didn't. But I don't really see it coming anytime soon either, man. Like I love, playing video games. I love skateboarding when my body allowed me. I love flying drones. Like I haven't stopped playing video games since I was 6 years old, whatever. I only stopped like doing staircases and shit because my body's weak. I still skateboard around, like have fun. There's just things in my life like I'm super into, and I think FPV's one of them now.
I feel like I come from a very similar kind of background, and like I grew up on BMX bikes and living at the skate park, living at the dirt jumps, and I kind of reached a point where my body was just getting super pissed at me, and FPV kind of naturally started coming into my life right as that was happening, and it's really interesting. It fills it scratches that same sort of itch, right? Like you look at the world.
Really cool.
You look at the world like you did when you were skateboarding, or like when I was riding BMX. You're always looking and being like, oh, is that a spot I could hit? Oh, I could fly that, or I could ramp that, or whatever. Yeah, it's really a fantastic thing. There's a lot of parallels, and I think there are a lot of people that also follow that kind of same thing. There's something that connects us there.
I make the joke that I always had to look for, every time I look on the ground for gaps and rails, not to look in the freaking sky, not to look up. I spent my whole life looking for shit to skate, and I look for shit to skate and shit to fly drones. So I'm just like, I can't pay attention to anything. Driving is very dangerous. Oh, that staircase, oh, that gap, oh, sick.
I want to take.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, go finish your thought.
I've noticed there's a lot more content creators like you, like I see myself and shit, that are doing the not just, your typical FPV video. There's a lot more outside the box content coming out, and it's super cool. I love seeing that.
Grim Ripper.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I was thinking.
Dude.
So good. Shout out my boy Spider Sugar. Spider Sugar's also putting out some awesome content. Awesome vlogs that are like super fun and shit. But
okay, I haven't
killing it, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one. The thing that kind of sticks out to me with Grim Ripper is the quality, right? And he has the persona that is really interesting too.
It's like he practiced YouTube for 2 years before he started his FPV channel.
Yeah, is that what happened?
I don't know. Seems like
okay.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good at his craft for sure.
I watched his I think the second video he put out, and it was apparent very quickly that he kind of has a grasp on the formula of how to put everything together.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's going to keep improving if he keeps pushing it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, his videos get the numbers too. They do good. Like all the videos are good. It's for me, it was funny. He has such good production quality, and then when it goes to the flight, it's a GoPro. You know what I mean? Like, and he can't help that. But it's just like his camera, his vlog camera is so good, and like the flight is obviously like different looking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true for a lot of people too, but
yeah,
he has a nice camera.
Yeah, I want to shout out some people in the chat that I'm seeing here. Flyzone Drone, Quad Daddy, the sexiest moderator in the biz. Flexo 3D, One Vision Aerial, Fuse, my boy Uptime in here.
Hey, Uptime.
Speaking of Uptime, how many of you guys know of Uptime? If I say,
I know of Uptime.
Uptime. I know Franco knows Uptime. Bot, Brad.
This is gonna end with nuts George. On my face, isn't it?
Yes.
Is John Goblin behind me?
Uptime was someone when Franco and I went to Rampage. We entered the Rippies that were there, and he was one of the finalists with us. And when his video came on, Franco and I both were like, "Holy shit, this kid is absolutely ridiculous!" And we had never heard of him before. And now he is my teammate on Vanny Style.
Yeah.
So I want to share some Uptime with you guys. This is what he submitted at Rampage.
Hyper smooth flex too.
I know. I feel all sorts of different ways about. I mean, like, my whole feeling on it is like, having hyper smooth doesn't hurt, but having it off helps.
You know what I mean? I don't like to see it on an S-Bang flight but anything else, I like it, and I use it heavily. I would personally never fly without it because then I have to tune my quad, and I'm against tuning quads. So, but on an S-Bang, I like to see the super sharp S-Bang stuff, and a hyper smooth kind of softens that.
Yeah.
Well, 100% for sure. I agree. It's totally about your style of flight. You know which flex actually drives me nuts that people do?
No ND filter.
No ND filter.
Well, I don't
I'm like,
really
motherfucker, why are you flexing the fact that the weather conditions were just right?
Oh, you're
day?
saying they flex that they don't need one. I got you.
They write in their title that like no ND filter.
Oh God.
And I'm like,
but
what?
using
You
GoPro
have
color or something.
Yeah, you have absolutely nothing to do with the weather that day.
Yeah,
that is
for
not
real.
a flex. And I remember like reaching out to someone and asking them like about it, just wanting to know more, and they were like legit feeling like it was a flex. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Let's decide right now. No flex.
Thumbs up, or thumbs
we
down.
All right, so obviously we can't help ourselves. We're very excited that Bot is here, and the conversation has already begun. But just a couple of announcements. The first thing is for the scoring, we have transitioned to a new scoring app that I think we're going to move forward with in the future because I think it's working out. Obviously, the core of the show is that we watch audience videos and we ask the audience to score them in a number of categories. And the way that you can participate, and we definitely want you to participate, is you can use a cell phone or you can use another window on your computer to go to menti.com and use the code that's on the screen, 3773-8916. Free to use, don't have to make an account, I don't think. And then you can score in real time, and that's the only thing that you'll use, and you won't have to keep on flipping into different links as we used to do in the past. So please do that. Also, we have a super critical interactive FPV video contest sponsored by Fly High FPV. The actual show for judging will be on February 6th. Am I getting that right? February 6th. Right. So,
yes.
But all entries are due on the 23rd of January, so in a week. So get your entries in. The link to the form where it has all of the rules and how to enter is in the description of this YouTube, as is the link to go to the Menti app, as well as the link to subscribe to BotGrinder on his YouTube.
Oh, cool.
But you can go there and find out how to enter into the awesome video contest with famous judges and an audience vote and awesome prizes. Fly High will be sponsoring a pilot. He'll have the winner will join his shop team, and we have a cash prize, and you'll be popular forever, and your parents will finally love you. And all of those things. So make sure to participate there. And the last thing I want to announce is we are typically every 2 weeks. We do our show every 2 weeks. However, just for schedules and to accommodate the contest, we are going to skip the 30th, and our next show will be on February 6th. So a 3-week break.
Yeah, you guys can blame my sister. She's getting married, so. Any bummedness that you have about a missing live stream, you could blame my sister.
Yeah, I feel really shut out that she didn't come and like talk to me and us collectively and ask Bot, hey, is it cool? And now it's like, now we're throwing everyone off. Anyway, so those are the announcements. If you guys are in the live chat and you have questions for Bot, we're going to talk for a little bit. Please feel free to ask Bot questions. He's looking at the live chat. He's in there. And that's it. So, sorry. Just had to bomb all that information to get it out of the way.
Good.
Franco,
yeah.
You had your, God damn it, there goes the stupidest.
You sound fine. Go ahead. What's
you
up?
had your, am I cutting in and out?
No, you're good.
A little bit.
You're good. You're
okay.
good.
So you had your moment to gush about Bot, and I was just wanted to say when I first started FPV, I found there was a forum called intofpv.com, And first time I heard about BotGrinder was on that channel because people were talking about Bardwell and all them, and somebody was like, "Oh, he's so coarse, you know, his language, this and that." I'm like, "Oh, sick! Like I got to find this guy. Like this is the guy I'm looking at." All these guys are so just, you know, like up in the air, hoity-toity. I'm like, no, that's not what I want. Like, I want that grimy shit.
Yeah.
FPV was a lot different back in the day. It was very much an 80-year-old AMA member attitude still in drones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
glad to help change it if I helped at all.
oh yeah. Sure.
I will say that Bot is he feels like one of the dudes, right? Like that's what I think draws in a lot of people to your channel.
He's one of the guys you fly with. I mean,
Is one of the guys you fly with, totally.
yeah.
And like you may not be for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah,
Not
that's
everybody
fine.
is for everybody.
Yeah.
You know? And like I feel like I dip across a lot of the spectrums or whatever of people that I enjoy or whatever. But yeah, I've always just found you very easy to just kind of like identify with whatever, you know? So yeah,
Chill.
just kind of echoing what Brad was saying there.
Honestly,
you know,
the
he said
best
it better.
for me, the best reviewer. Every time I go watch,
I'm the worst. I'm the worst reviewer ever.
no, well, you say the truth. Like everybody else hype it, and then I come to you and watch your video, and you're like, "This shit sucks. This shit's garbage." And then you know this, I'm like,
True.
like you get more like the real shit.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
you.
Why do you think I haven't reviewed anything from Beta FPV in 3 years? They're like, oh, he's not gonna. Emacs is cool. I've got a couple things from Emacs I didn't care for, and they're like,
Yeah,
we
the
understand.
Emacs I
Here's our
watch.
next product. They're cool as shit. I really, really respect Emacs for doing that, for continuing to send me stuff, even if I don't like a product and I'm honest about it. They're like, all right, it's not for you. Here's something else. I'm like, okay, I like this. Right on. You know,
Yeah,
they're cool.
I mean, they listen to the community. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
I like Austin Spire just dropped in the chat. Everyone else made me feel dumb when I first started, and Bot made me feel welcome.
Good.
So,
That's like my whole
yeah.
shtick.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, I want to like help people come into FPV and feel that it is for everybody, and also help shape the community to be welcoming of everybody, and you know, not be gatekeeping and fucking standoffish and like, well, you're dumb if you don't know how to do this. Nah, nobody knows how to do shit. Be nice, help people do stuff. You know, I didn't know how to solder when I started. I didn't know anything, man.
Yeah,
So many people helped me. Like, we got to keep that circle going.
How did just origin story, right? So since we're talking about when you first started, I guess, what was it that, like, I guess briefly, you know, like how did you get into FPV? Like, how did that happen?
I had a Hubsan X4 little toy drone for a couple years, and on and off I just flew around for fun. And then one day I was like,
the plastic one was the camera that's not real time. Like, it's not FPV, right?
It takes
It
an
has
SD
the
card, and you
I
can
have
look
that.
at
Yeah.
Hubsan, it's a fantastic
Same
craft.
thing. Yeah.
I wanted to get my buddy one so we could race them around. So I was like, oh, drone racing, and I Googled drone racing. I saw DRL, Zoe FPV, and somebody else, I forget who. I think like Tom Smith or something. And I was like, oh, hello, what are these little thingies with the fucking thingies? And I was like, it's so cyberpunk with the little antennas sticking up. Like my first thing to FPV was purely aesthetic. I was like, whatever I need to do to necessitate little goggles and little antennas, I want to do that. And I saw that it was FPV drones, and I was like, even better, bro. Let's go. This is awesome. And that, literally a week after watching my first video, I had a drone on the way, piece of shit drone, piece of shit goggles, whatever, box goggles, and I haven't stopped flying since then, 6 years ago.
That Hubsan has come up in so many origin stories. I typically ask people, like, how'd you get into it?
Yeah.
That Hubsan has like done so much for this hobby.
That's awesome.
Like,
I love
it's
that.
unreal. Like, I got 2 of them in my garage right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I traded the
yeah.
first one for like a year.
Yeah, I got a broke one, and I got my OG one that still works.
Exactly. That's hilarious.
What was your first FPV drone?
ZMR 250 bind and fly.
Okay.
With FL
Okay.
Sky, and the ESCs, they were singles. They were mounted on the bottom of the drone. 4 ESCs mounted on bottom. So the very first solder job I did, when like I hovered it, and then I went and got a soldering iron that went up to like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I got some plumber solder, so I had no idea what I was doing, and I somehow still used those pieces of shit to mount them on the arms, like I saw on videos and stuff, you know. And I flew that for a minute.
My first was a Eachine Wizard.
Classic.
And I remember
Me too.
there's an episode of some YouTube video way back in the day. Don't remember what it was called, but you ended up choosing the Wizard as your quad in some like
I
cheap
raced
quad
Wild
battle.
Willie or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Bro,
I
I flew to
remember
Atlanta.
being-
I flew
I
to
remember
Atlanta
being
for 6
psyched.
hours and flew home that day. I flew, filmed the video, flew home. It was bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, George, Quad Daddy is asking if he could drop your OnlyFans link on there and what the web address is to it.
Yo,
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm gonna die.
How do you spell
You killed
that?
it.
How do you spell that? Like-
He's like, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna
Sorry, we
die.
got 4 more people on the show.
Yo, I'm always like that whenever I take a dab, bro. Like that shit kills me. I'm good though. I'm good.
So, fast forwarding. Sorry, I'm gonna jump all over the timeline here, right? So that's the start, and I know that I think it was a couple years back, but you started talking about the idea of, hey, let's just buy a big piece of land, right?
Yeah. Talk about
And
it
develop
forever.
that, and then I think I think that has organically developed into a drone park idea.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a couple of these places that are starting to pop up, but can you tell us about like your concept of what that would be? Like, what are you driving for there?
I'm going mine that I want ours is everybody's. It's a community park. That's the difference. Is anybody can go out there and fly and have fun. It's not going to be like my land. I let select people into whatever. Which if people that own parks that do that, nothing wrong with that. Whatever, you know, it's your fucking land. But I want this to be for anybody that's there can go out there and fly. Sign a waiver, such as like you go to a paintball park or you go to like a private-ish skate park. You got to sign a little liability waiver. Same thing. You sign a waiver, you photocopy your ID so we know who you are. You go in there, you fly in the park, whatever a lawyer says we should do. But pretty much just that. Show up and fly. Maybe I might have like you let me know you're gonna be there. Maybe I can go meet you if I want to or whatever. Like you just go and have fun. I just want it to be open to everybody. No business. You don't got to pay nothing.
Why not? I'd pay money to go to a drone park if it was cool and established.
I mean, everybody. So we're only getting it via the GoFundMe, which is a community paying for it already. So I don't want to charge people to get in for something that everybody's paying for. Even if people didn't pitch in.
You gotta maintain it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, property
I'm
taxes.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do property taxes?
It's $1,000 a
donations
year.
or?
It's like $1,000 a year. It's nothing. I can do that. That's easy.
No, damn.
8,000.
Well, I'm sure.
Wife of a YouTuber got that money, son.
No, not me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
panhandle
right.
for that shit. Are you kidding me? But I could also put away $100 a month. I do have it like that. I could put away $100 a month.
Oh snap!
And then save up for property taxes.
I'm sure if you opened up like a donation thing, people would be more than willing. Like
That's
if
what I
they
was thinking
come
of doing.
out and visit and whatever, there's going to be future generations of people, even past the GoFundMe thing. Like the guy that's starting FPV tomorrow.
Yeah.
That might come there, next year or whatever. Where there's a will, there's a way. If it's dope, which I'm sure it will be when it happens.
It's gonna be.
It'll
Are there any details that you
it'll
can
be like
share?
Skatopia. I feel like are you shooting for like a Skatopia type of vibe?
Skatopia without Bruce's influence. You know what I mean?
I don't know about the skate.
The owner, Bruce, the owner of
Uh-huh.
Skatopia. My homies with him. I've been out there and shit, but he's a wild man. I would never want him in charge of anything, bless his heart. But so yeah, the layout of Skatopia, the openness, you can build shacks if you want, whatever, build gates, have fun. But without like the social structure that existed at Skatopia, without the craziness. We're not gonna be setting shit on fire and bottle rockets and all that. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna be respectful of our neighbors. We're gonna be flying underneath the tree line unless you gotta pop up for a dive or something. Like but it's for ripping. It's for ripping drones, and I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. So I don't want it to be like Crazy Town or nothing like that. No growing weed unless it's legal. None of that shit.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be
So
DJI
that's,
or analog?
Is it what?
Is it gonna be DJI or analog?
It's gonna be for everybody. No discrimination at the
HTC.
FPV park. You come fly whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
I like it.
If you
I
plug in
like
on
it.
somebody with your fucking DJI though, then we can talk. But
Oh,
It's
damn
fine.
it.
I feel like a lot of DJI pilots don't know that the goggles broadcast when you plug them in, because they're like, well, my drone's not plugged, but when you plug your goggles in, it goes on like every channel or whatever that blasts analog pilots out the sky.
I think definitely more people should know about it. Hopefully most at
around
this
here.
point do. But I gotta say, we've been fucking called out here. Slop Tit in the chat saying, what are y'all, cops? What's with all the questions? Gotcha, bitch!
Or interview.
Yeah.
we're part
Yeah,
of the
I'm
part of the
narking.
police, bro.
I'm
We're the
narking for
FAA.
FAA.
Yeah.
Super critical. The interactive FAA show. Gotcha, bitch.
608 is asking for the link to the FPV park. If someone
Yeah,
wants to
go.
find
coming out.
the link to the FPV park,
FPVpark.com. Super simple.
FPVpark.com.
Yeah, made it easy. We just hit $30,000 on
yeah.
Friday, which is
Oh,
insane.
Incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats to everybody, man. I found a piece of land for $24,000 in between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, which is like exactly where I want it, with no zoning restrictions. It says shack's okay, tiny home's okay, trailer's okay. It's just like one of the counties that doesn't have a lot of building restrictions, which is exactly what I wanted. It's 10 acres for freaking 24 grand. So I emailed the person to see what's up with it, man. If it's that, we may have found a spot. I don't want to like,
Dude,
get too ahead of
knocking
myself
on
on
wood.
anything, but yeah,
Knocking on wood.
if this exists, other ones do anyway.
yeah. What is it? Expect the worst, hope for the best, right?
Yeah. Well, and the Spider-Man thing, expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed or some shit. It was in Spider-Man, just something along those lines.
You don't expect much, you'll never be disappointed or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. All right.
Keep the bar
I
low,
want to
you know.
highlight
Good advice.
another video. We can keep talking, but I'm gonna give the selection to Bot here. So the choices are seeing a flight at a sim level that I didn't know was an actual sim level, or seeing a past bot battle finalist. I'm not sure if he won. I can't remember.
Yeah. So a sim or
No, so it's not a sim. It's real life, but it's a sim
It's
level.
in a simulator. Oh,
It's
that's
in a
yeah.
simulator, and
Okay,
I
that
didn't
one.
know that was a real thing.
Yeah, let's do that one. I'm
do that
curious about that now. yeah.
Okay. How many of you fly uncrashed?
I floated a few times.
I do.
Okay. Here we go. I had no idea this is a real thing. I believe this is France as well.
Oh yeah, that's the map. One of the maps.
And I love this opening shot.
Wowzers.
In from the clouds.
Yeah.
So I totally thought this was a, just a made-up spot for the sim. But this exists.
Wow.
What
There's
is it?
another one that was real too.
What is it about European bandos being so clean?
Right?
Why?
Graffiti
Like,
kids,
how
the
does that
graffiti kids are
happen?
clean. That's what it is.
They come, they clean up the spot before they tag it. Look at
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, that was
pilot,
blind
man?
as shit.
Dude,
The pilot. Let me pull up the name.
He's hauling ass too. I like
Dude,
the R&B track
Helix.
on this too, man.
I'm gonna spam this in the chat. You guys in the chat, if you dig this,
crazy.
which you should, go give
shit,
Helix
man.
some love, man.
Wow, that's nice.
Because he's doing some technical stuff at a very unforgiving spot.
Oh,
And he's done that Matty flip a couple times now, which,
This is crazy.
yeah, it's not a mistake. I think it's more than luck at that point. And his jams,
yeah.
there's just so much, just like an R&B track.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the French FPV community. I've always fucked with it.
Oh yeah, they're rippers.
they rip, but they also just
Oh.
I feel like their
I
tastes.
like
I think he had the Apple headphones up his nose there at the end. You know what? I think we'll do the third video anyway.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We'll do JinxFPV.
Oh, yeah, Yoshi's a ripper.
Yoshi's a ripper.
Australian
In this
ripper.
video, he found a spot and he does a thing that is it's really impressive looking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This one's
Pick
good.
myself up off the
This one is sick.
Tired of hearing the sound.
Ugh. It's a, oh yeah,
Oh,
great
what?
climb. Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
the creativity we're starting to see from so many pilots now.
Yep.
It's so, like, when I started, in comparison to now, it felt like everybody was doing the same thing, more or less, you know?
Yeah.
And being
for sure.
totally hyped on it. But now there are so many flavors that
Now's
are
when it
being
gets
thrown in.
interesting because you gotta make up more tricks. Everybody's sick of the shit. You gotta start doing more stuff, linking more
Yeah.
tricks together and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
Yoshi
is-
has such a unique style too. I love it.
Mm-hmm. JinxFPV. If you guys don't know, you should know.
fucking sick.
I had seen a Yoshi video. Yoshi posted it on Reddit, and without even looking at the name, I just knew. I was like, "Oh, this is Yoshi" by the
So-
style. And a few other people said the same thing. I was like, "Oh, it's sick." Yoshi's got definite fucking
It's
flow.
like crazy
Yeah.
floor, yeah. I was gonna say that.
Ripping.
There was that dude, Finky FPV. He was
Yeah.
the first one that I was paying attention to from France. I miss that dude's stuff. He also had like a good YouTube personality. I liked his freestyle, and yeah, but he's in that Cine world.
Yeah, think he did real steady, didn't he?
No.
That wasn't thinking.
He didn't. No, he didn't invent Real Steady. No, that was that
Ugh.
Robert McIntosh guy or something from like
Oh,
LA.
okay. I thought Thinky had
Oh,
something to do
God.
with something. It's not real steady.
He might have, like, I feel like he was kind of one of the first dudes, like outside of like the original Real Steady guys, to like really put out a big like Cine FPV thing. Because the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
thing
yeah.
with Finky is that he comes from an advertising background. He was a copywriter at an ad agency in France for a
Okay.
while, and he saw FPV. He was working on a car commercial, and they had hired an FPV pilot on the car commercial, and this was like way back in 2018. And he just
Damn.
kind of like linked up with the pilot on the shoot, and then the rest is kind of history.
That's
and now
sick.
he left the ad agency, and now he's doing the drone work.
Yeah, crazy good shit.
Yeah.
They got
All
lucky.
right.
Them dudes that got in on Cine earlier, lucky. There's so many people now. So many people coming after them gigs.
There are. The exposure is big, and I wonder how that's all going to shake out in the end. I'm
We'll
curious.
see.
Everyone's gonna be rich. Everyone. Every single
That's
one.
what I hope. That's what I
Boom.
want. That's
Um,
what I want.
All right. So, obviously, we have BotGrinder on the stream. If you guys have questions for him, hit the chat up. Keep that going. But I suggest that we transition to what the stream's all about, which is watching the audience's videos on stream and giving them some critical feedback. And Head said 2 weeks ago that we can be super critical, so that's what we're gonna do. Super critical.
We're gonna cut motherfuckers down. No.
So go to the menti.com and use the code 3773-8916 or hit the link in the description. I am going to go to that now. You'll see the thumbnail. And what I will do is advance that. And once you're there, once you're ready to score the first video, go ahead and click yes. And I will let you guys know who the first video is, and we'll get the show going. Unless
so I feel kind of like, so I think Bot as a guest on a show like this one is quite an interesting experience, and I think it deserves at least somewhat of an explanation. And we've said this many times before, like, yes, we assign a score on this stuff and whatever, but that is not like your value, your worth as a human being, like how high you score on this thing. We are just trying to be an analog for, like, when you go out and you fly with your buddies and there's someone that kind of like points something out to you.
Your close, familiar buddies. Like the ones
and
that, you haven't just met, but like years of hanging out and honesty and transparency, and just like you trust them that they want you to be better. You know? Like you're working together.
And so yes, we have a score on this, but it's more of like an effective way for us to communicate to people that we're not actually communicating to, like, face to face, right? So
and it looks like there's some new folks in. So just so when you see the score from and so we watch the video. I'll watch enough of the video that you have a sense for the categories, and then just go ahead. And it's really simple. It's there's no you score 1 to 3, and if it's a 3, that means that for that category, if it's speed, for example, you're like, hey, the speed that they're flying is helping the video. Like, it doesn't matter what the video is. It's just, for this video that I'm watching right now, I think the speed is actually helping. They're ripping balls. It's awesome. Or you might feel as though, oh, you know what? They're kind of going slow. I wish they were going faster. In which case, you would give it a 1 because it's hurting the video. And if you don't even think about the speed and you think it's appropriate, just give it a 2, right? It's not having an impact. It's neither good nor bad. So it's helping, hurting, or no impact, which is totally fine. So it's all self-explanatory. Don't take it too seriously, but I think it is important to participate. So because the truth is in the masses. So having said that, I'm ready to move on if you guys are.
All right,
folks. Let's do it.
First up, the randomizer has chosen Flexo. This one's called Fun Rips
3D.
Yeah. I'm always excited to see a new Flexo vid.
Here we go.
Okay. He's back at the stadium.
This is his dojo.
This is his dojo.
The
What
Flexo
a great
dojo.
I would love to have this as a dojo.
There's some of those classic or traditional freestyle maneuvers.
Oh.
That's such a jarring transition.
This is nice.
Flexo, are you charging off of their power there? Okay, so like, this is obviously his dojo, right? My one thing aside from what this is like, man, I want to see you take this stuff to a different location. I don't know what you have access to, but taking your 3D flying to a different location is gonna help us out.
Yeah, we said the same thing about Light, who was always flying his backyard. And now, whenever we see Light's videos, it's like he's complete these awesome spots, and it's like, holy cow! He took everything he learned in his dojo and is now applying it to the rest of the world. It's dope.
That's
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say real quick. I remember loving when Vortex would fly parks. Remember old Jeff Orta Vortex, the bando guy?
Yeah.
All he flew was bandos, and it was incredible. But every now and then he'd be at a park, and it was so sick because he'd do his like fast flying in a park, and it's super interesting to me because I was so used to the bando spots.
At least doing like a inverted, like a 3D inverted around a tree, like an orbit. 3D, that would look so sick.
Oh.
All right, so that's 2.5 minutes. Let's give that another play while votes come in. And see what the audience has to say. I have to submit mine.
So, I will say this. There's like the inherent like difficulty of flying 3D. And Flexo, you've spoiled us at this point.
Yeah,
because you've shown us a lot of really awesome shit that you're doing with 3D. And I feel like you've shown us more in different videos. What I'm seeing here is you're going out and having a really good time, which is always a win. That's always a win. But I haven't seen that like next step yet. You know what I mean?
Looking at the votes that have come in, right? And I think they're echoing what you're saying, Dan Z. Difficulty, that's where you're scoring a lot of points, right? Folks definitely, and I feel like this is hard to do. It's super foreign to me flying 3D. And I think that you've taken all of the input we've given you in the past, which is like combine traditional FPV maneuvers with the 3D and put it together. So I think that's all landing. But if I'm looking at kind of the other end of the tape, looks like production quality of video is a place that people might think that there could be some improvement. And also like speed, the speed at which you're flying might also be another thing that you might want to pay attention to, you know, or at least be conscious of it in your next couple sessions, and how do you pick that up so that you can improve in that category. Bot, I'm curious. This is like kind of the first time that you're seeing our scoring. I don't even know if you're on the app or not, but anything stick out to you, like that you would say to help Flexo?
I'd be watching Flexo like every Friday night. I love my Flexo videos. I kind of also agree with flying somewhere else, just because I see a lot of flying here from Flexo, and I'm guilty of flying this familiar spots as well. And that's good to like get consistent on shit. But being a fan of Flexo and seeing the spot a couple times in a row, I would just like to see a different spot. And you know that helps you as a pilot too, get better in different places. Like you can fly the same spot and get really good at it, but it does help a lot to fly different locations as well.
This is a great dojo, like fantastic dojo to train at. And so I'm super glad that you have access to that. But yeah, man, like taking it elsewhere, and I don't know what you do or don't have access to, but if you can spread those wings a bit more, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Give us a chance to gush on you. So I've advanced the slide. The je ne sais quoi point, for those who aren't familiar, it's just, does this get you in the fields in some way? The way that I personally like to think about it is, after watching this video, would I watch it again? Or would I tell my FPV friends to watch it? Would I send them the link? Give it a yes or no. On the last slide, the average score was 2. As everyone know, well, not everyone, but as some folks who've watched the show know, if you score a 3 total, like average score, we send you a T-shirt that says that you're awesome, and we appreciate you scoring so well and being awesome. So something to strive for. It's not a contest. We'll send out as many T-shirts as needed. But it's just our way of saying good job for being great. So looks like not this time on the je ne sais quoi point. And so you have a average score of 2. Nice job. All right, who's ready to score the next video? The slide has advanced. Go ahead and click yes when you're ready to go. And I will tell folks.
That guy Grand in the chat. What's up, my dude?
Hello, Grand. Ritter's out there as well.
Danish Stallion.
Hey, what up, man?
608. We said Ritter. Did you call out Ritter?
I did.
John Goblin. I mean, Slop Tit's been here. I love saying that name. That's such a good name. Slop Tit. Bull SFPV. What's up, my dude?
I like that.
I don't know if I've seen him in here before. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. Spider Sugar, who Bot called out earlier.
Yeah, especially got good videos.
Spider Sugar.
All right, the randomizer has selected T-Sun.
T-Sun.
FPV.
Nice. I love getting the pilots that keep returning.
It's what's called
Wait.
Rip It Park. Is this?
I think we saw this one.
He posted it. It might be the same spot.
It's the same spot. I think it's a different.
Is it a different video? Well,
I think it's a
I don't know.
different video.
I don't know. He opened that. He opened up with that last time, and I wanted him to hit that gap at the top of that tower. Is it the same one? I'm gonna look.
Maybe he hits it in this one.
All right, you guys keep watching. I'm gonna look to see if this is the same one. Definitely the same spot, though.
Because I remember definitely the same spot. I feel like this is the same video, bro.
Hold on, I'm rolling. That was linked today in the Discord server.
By the way,
Yeah,
this
Rip
is
Park.
again. If this is your dojo,
Yeah, we
I
did
don't
see
know
this
how
one.
you gotta realize how lucky you are. There's so much awesome stuff to fly there.
And no kids. Nobody anywhere.
At least, yeah, while it's a frozen tundra.
Yeah,
All right.
cold. It does look cold.
Yeah, it's cold as shit there right now.
All right,
Was it
so
the same one he submitted?
It was.
before?
It was. Name the
Okay.
same link and stuff. I'm just making sure that he didn't put up another one that I just scrolled too far. But I think he did post that one today.
I remember it because like the moment that graphic came up, I actually kind of liked the way that graphic came in and it like matched the motion
Yeah,
as
Rip
it was cutting in.
All right, so we're moving on.
Moving on. T-Sun,
Mars-
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we got you last time. So and we did watch that last in the heads show. So and I think he saw that show today too. So
Yeah.
feedback there. All right, the randomizer has chosen Marcel off Axie FPV as the next participant on The Price is Right. Let me see here. Marcel. A lot of people. Marcel. Let's talk amongst yourselves. There we go.
But I wonder, like, what's your, I guess, kind of philosophy or whatever? Like, how do you attack FPV nowadays? Being that you've been in this for a minute, like, do you have like I don't know. I mean, you have the content part, like that takes up a certain percentage of your week.
Mhm.
How often do you get to go out and like chase freestyle for yourself?
Not as often as I like. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky, I'll get to just fly for myself once a week. Not once. Especially in the summer, I fly more. I was just go down to the park and fly for the fun of it. Practice trips and spins I can't do or some bullshit. But it pretty much revolves around making content now. So, you know, I'll throughout the week think of a video I want to make. And a lot of the times I can't think of anything. So I just show up with the homies and film and whatever happens, happens. Like this week, the video that's coming out next Saturday that's out right now for patrons, I just knew that I wanted to do karaoke with my new boombox. So I kind of, there was the core, and then I filled everything else out around that. And it's pretty good. I like the video. I was happy with it. If I'm happy with it, it does really bad, though, unfortunately. If I hate the video, it doesn't do really well. I don't know what the hell people like the random person wants to see. I know I got like my core group, homies that watch my videos and shit, but like the random suggestions on YouTube, I have no idea what they want to see. As far as content from me.
I feel like that's the way it always goes, though.
Yeah, I don't make shit for them anyway. I make it for us,
Yeah.
I got a question that's going to put you on the spot, Bot, since we're talking about like your approach to FPV. So, if your local crew excluded, so not them, but if someone who you can't fly with every day were to call you and be like, "Yo, I want you to come out and fly with me. Like, I'll take care of all the bullshit, right? I just want you to come out and fly with me. Like that you've flown with before. Who would you drop everything for and just be like, all right, I'm going, because that would be hella fun." Like, do you have any 1 or 2 or 3 people in mind that you're like, dude, I love flying with that person?
Cricket is the first one that comes to my head. I love flying
That's
with the
what I
homie
thought.
Cricket. Stinger Swarm is another one. But like, so I'll get hit up by random people and they're like, hey, I'm in Philly on work. Like, can you meet with me and fly in like 2 hours? And I'm like, yeah, bro, let's go. Like, if you want to go to the school, you know, it's 2 miles from my house. That's the easiest for me. But I've driven out of my way to fly with just a random person that's in town. Like, I like meeting new people. I love flying drones. So those
Yeah.
things go together. It's all good. Like, I really do like meeting up with new folks. But as far as your question, Cricket, first answer top of my head, Stinger Swarm. There's other people like the whole shout out BBL crew, the whole BBL crew. Those are the fucking homies, you know. I'd fly with any one of them any fucking time.
Who's the PDL crew?
BBL, the BBL crew.
BBL.
It's loosely Las Vegas and then across the country, bunch of up and coming rippers. Y'all will definitely know who they are here in the next year. But
is Slat part of BBL?
No, I don't think Slat's in BBL.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all are definitely going to hear a lot more about him here in this coming year.
Oh,
Nice.
dang.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Shout out BBL.
What is it about flying with Cricket that you know kind of had, you know, it was most top of mind for you? Is it
For me?
Yeah, for you.
For me personally, I guess the first thing is just he's the homie. We vibe super well. Since the first day we met, we just vibed. You know what I mean? Like when you meet somebody, it's like, you're fucking cool, bro. Yeah, that's how it was for me in Cricket. As far as flying, he's crazy. He does crazy shit. And there's no way I'm going to let him outdo me. So anything he does, I try to do and inadvertently become a better pilot by doing that. We used to fly together like every weekend back in the day. And he was always just really good. He's refined his style a lot. But he's always just trying crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Whether he'd make it or not. And I was always like, yeah, I could do that too, bro. You know, so I'd go do it. Definitely help out. Definitely help me and everything. Flying with better people makes you be a better pilot, especially if you're like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Now, Cricket's in Maryland, right?
Yeah. About an hour and a half south of me.
Hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah, not bad at all. In the winter, I don't really see those kids much, you know, Cricket and Ilbro and everybody. But in the summer, I try to get down there, you know, every month or so, something like that.
Yeah, you guys mesh really well. That anytime there's both of you in a video, there was one that you guys did a couple years ago with Stinger Swarm too. You and Cricket and Stinger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember, yeah.
That was oh my god. You want to? Would you say like something like "Want to see me whistle like a mermaid"? Or it was just a really.
That is what it was. Yeah. I think I may have stolen that from Zorro. I don't remember. Or Zorro. Oh, yeah, it's all fuzzy. Who knows?
Yeah. I got to fly with Cricket at Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, like, it's one thing when you see someone's YouTube video and it's like something that they've cut together as like their best of the day.
Yeah.
And then it's another thing when you go and you fly with someone and you plug into their feed and it's like all of it is their best of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
it was
I like watching
it was so amazing to tune in and see Cricket fly.
I had that same experience. We were watching the same flight, right? And I think I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on the stream, but like before I saw that, I was like watching a Cricket video. I always thought, oh, this must be the kind of guy who like thinks of a gnarly trick and then breaks all his shit trying to get the trick. Because of the way he edits the video together, right? It's all like amazing banger, like incredible blind shit, like blind tricks, right? And I was like, oh, he must do it that way, right? Because that's how I would do it, because I'm not as good as Cricket. And then to Dan's point, then you watch him flow a spot and you're like, oh my God, he just cuts out like the shit that is my best shit. Like he just cuts that out because he only has a 3-minute video to show you like what he did that weekend. And he just wants to show you the really good parts. But it's like, no, he could totally do pack on pack of really dense, really hard, really blind shit. And it's like, that was an experience.
The curse I've seen with him with that though is you have fucking 8 baller clips. So which one do you post? You know what I mean? I've been in there in his house. He's like, this one or this one, bro, or this one. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're all really good. I don't know.
It's like my content. That would be like my content for like the next 8 months. So having said that, should we watch another video?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So this one is Marcel off-axis FPV. This one's called Flying with a Spotter, Cobra RC Plane, Line of Sight. I have
All
no
right.
idea what we're watching.
This is going to be totally different than what we're used to
Flies amazing.
scoring here.
I'll use
We
all
normally
medium.
do freestyle FPV, but we're gonna do this.
Just by luck, actually.
Are we literally watching a line of sight video?
We might be. We might be.
It's
That's hard as shit, though.
Super good at back together.
I get the feeling.
I don't really want to do line of sight all that much, but I really want to try to get like an FPV wing.
Yeah.
Have you
They
messed
have
with
to be
FPV
small.
wings at all?
I've flown
But-
2, and it was terrifying both times. It was super fun and terrifying. I just
I,
had no idea what to do.
Shelby Vole, again, I saw him at Rampage,
Hmm.
and I was just like kind of blown away to see someone fly a wing in the same way that, you know, we fly our FPV quads.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, dude,
dope.
Like some of his videos, you wouldn't be able to tell it wasn't a quad. You know, you'd think it was a quad if you're watching the videos, but it's a wing. It's just so good. The upside, I love when he goes upside down too, and just flies upside down. They do wall rides with wings and shit. It's crazy.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Here we are, back playing this thing. So this will be probably the last little bit of this plane because unfortunately
this is I have to say this is an interesting entry. I
Je
mean,
ne sais quoi all day.
But Marcel, he flies FPV. So,
Well, it's like the guy who brought the kite in that one time.
yeah, we did
he
watch
was-
that kite video.
for
Yeah.
a little bit. We gave it like a minute. He was like apologetic. He was like, I didn't mean to ruin the stream. I'm like, you're not ruining the stream. It's just, you know, the format has a thing. So
He was probably
good
trolling.
to go.
I just noticed in the chat, Flexo said they fly line of sight airplanes. So I'm curious, Flexo, did you fly 3D planes before 3D?
You can really
Is that what they're called? The 3D stunt planes, whatever, the ones that just kind of like hover straight up and down.
Yeah, I
Like
think those are
VTOLs or
line. I mean,
whatever.
it's all line of sight, right?
Right. I thought they were called like 3D planes, though. I might be wrong.
Is that 3D? I thought. Yeah, I don't really know. That's kind of how naive I am to kind of some of that. I thought 3D
Yeah, I don't know
was
planes, so-
helicopters. Do planes do 3D too?
I might be using the wrong term for it, but I know there's like certain stunt ones that'll kind of just hover in the air. I'm gonna.
Yeah, we
Google
got the
3D plane.
230.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm right. I'm
230.
totally right.
All right.
They are 3D RC planes.
Listen, we're still gonna do the thing.
I did the
We're
thing already.
still
The thing
gonna
was
do
done.
the thing.
The thing was done. It was a 1.3 across the board.
Is it okay?
It was.
I will say this. I will say this, Marcel. If you're gonna do like a review on like a line of sight thing, it's gonna be very hard to keep a viewer engaged on just a wide shot of a small plane. Like, you're already in a very difficult position because that plane
Yeah.
is small as shit. And then to be like standing in front of a wide angle camera flying line of sight, it's gonna be super, super small. So you're gonna need to, like, if this is a thing you want to do, you might want to consider adding in more B-roll, getting more, like, you know, tight shots of the plane itself. I know filming something of that scale in flight is dang near impossible. So you're gonna have to come up with some creative ways to break it up and to really kind of like talk about the flight characteristics or the things you like or dislike about it, in order to really kind of make it work for people.
All right. So it looks like we're ready to move on. Up next, the randomizer has chosen Michael Dixon. Roca.
That's a new one.
Yeah. This is Genesis, my first year of flying FPV. I love these kinds of videos that show progression over time.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
You know. All right.
Bro.
That's a nice shot.
Holy
Opener.
shit.
I want to fly one of these ridges.
a good edit already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Incredible.
It's like a
Dude.
commercial.
So nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna say instantly, I wish we could score higher than 3 on production value for this one.
Are you standing on that mountain?
That's crazy.
How do you get up there?
Jumped on the drone.
He's got a heavy lifter to get him out there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Damn.
I wish this was like you could put in the Oculus and people could watch it.
Right?
Dude,
That shit looks
yeah.
sick right there. That looks like a render.
Really cool.
All right. Go ahead and go score, everyone.
Damn.
Play that again.
Okay. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The actual like the shots you captured are fantastic. Your ability to cut it together and color grade it, top notch. Your music selection and your editing, really good. What do you do that you're going to all these places in a year?
That's all I was thinking. I was like, how do you have access
How do you go
in a year?
I feel like I saw maybe Iceland. Is this? I don't know. I don't know where all these places are. But it seems like you've spanned the globe in a year.
This shit crazy. Yo, what up, Doom Rider? Shit's crazy.
Oh, is Doom in the chat?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What's up, Doom?
Oh,
The only-
Okay.
I have to. I'm imagining that Michael Dixon is a like established photographer or videographer or something.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, this is gig work. This is gig work travel right here, man.
Yeah.
Or he's independently
Dude.
wealthy.
Dope. This is all dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Super
That fire.
good.
Give him that fire, man.
Yeah,
This is that fire.
This shot right here is really. I like this, just because it looks
It's
so
beautiful. Dude, look
Okay.
at all the colors that are
Yeah.
in there.
Okay.
So-
So Michael, I just went to his page because that's how. Like, I very rarely do that on stream, right? But that was so compelling, I had to look. Like,
fake. Yeah. What's the deets?
so Michael Dixon, he only has 221 subscribers on YouTube. He goes at Roca FPV. The tagline is landscape, travel, and video, and he's got 3 videos up, and that's all. That's all
Forgot the
it
ones
is
like
on the,
that too.
I think they're probably a little bit more focused on one. So one is called Iceland, and then another one is called I think it's Faroe Islands.
Faroe
Right.
Islands, yeah.
Yeah, but and if you go to his website, I mean, because that was just, I agree with you. The production on that was probably the best
Insane.
cinematic video that we've seen.
It
on
did
the
that
show.
In a
thing
while.
in the beginning, like the movies trailers do.
Yeah.
The audio design
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
Yeah. This is someone that has their kind of like the kind of like pulse on that kind of like
Yeah.
creativity and how to put something together.
He was
I
a
feel like an
photographer.
asshole. I feel
That-
like an
that-
asshole just like giving anything like movement, speed. Like, what are you gonna give it? Like,
Well, that's the thing.
That's so hard.
So
to-
like on this video, I honestly like I don't really have anything to say about like this particular video because I think this piece is great. Here's the thing in general when I see a lot of these videos because like already this is top notch. This is like a Jason Van Ellis type situation we've got going on. what I would love to see is to break out, to find creative ways to break out of like what a traditional FPV shot is, right?
I like that.
We were having a lot of like very beautifully composed wide shots on various landscapes and whatever. I would love to see you get in there, get some subjects, and do things with the quad that are outside of what we're traditionally used to seeing. And I like thinking of like the Finky video, for instance, the one he did with the longboarder, right? The longboarder, like he catches the drone mid-flight, and then he like taps on the camera, whatever. Like it's breaking up what you're used to seeing. So you're fantastic work. And like I think if you want to like go and elevate it even more, you need to kind of try to find those ways to like to fuck our eyes with glorious, beautiful FPV shots, but then to like also kind of like fuck our brains with what you can kind of do, like
So-
kind of stretch the creativity of it.
There was an interesting comment. So Jay the Dark Wolf in the comments said, "My professor showed this in class," and then he goes, "Well, the Norway one." So there's a Norway one on the YouTube channel. So that's interesting. It's that established. And if you go to Michael Dixon's website, it looks he's definitely an established photographer. But looking at the scoring, right? Like, like the scoring is made for proximity FPV freestyle, right? But it's interesting because obviously the production is at the top, but at the kind of the bottom of the scale is speed. And he's hauling, he's going past massive objects. And I think that if Michael Dixon is really looking for feedback, right, maybe the way that you could interpret that is because even though you're moving super fast, you are further away from objects. And this is a comment that people who've watched the stream have heard a million times before. If you pull in and get closer to things, it will give you the sense of speed back. And I don't know, obviously you're a pro and you know how to compose a shot, but if that's the feedback from 10 people who are saying, man, I just wish there were sections that were faster, or you were flying faster, or whatever, maybe that's something that you can put into your genius brain, and then it comes out with like how you should be flying or composing shots, is that people love what you're doing, but the speed is the category where they're like, yeah, he could be going faster. So that would be how I with the results.
I've got an observation.
What's that?
The man needs to fly around water and glaciers because he's on fire. That shit is awesome.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
That was really good.
Super good.
That was really good stuff. I was caught like I know we're giving you like some sort of feedback, whatever, how to blow it up, maybe try to do things differently the next time around. But that was really, really great stuff, man.
And Michael Dixon, I would love to see more, man.
See that.
Looks like you get to go on some cool adventures. Please keep sending them our way. I hope that you get something of value from the conversation. Janessa Quasi, yes. So your total score is a 2.7 on a scale of 3. If you care about that kind of thing. So awesome. Thank you. Welcome. Love to see more. Rip balls and throw a power loop in there, because that's what it's all about. Power loops.
Yeah, next time, hardcore freestyle.
More power loops. All right. If you're ready to see the next video, go ahead and hit the link or hit the submit yes, blah, 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 and I will tell you who the next person is.
Damn, dude. I also wonder, and I don't think what was Dixon's handle?
Roca FPV.
Roca FPV. I don't think I saw that in the chat. I I'd be curious to know, was that GoPro? Is he flying like Cine style? You know, like
I hope he wasn't risking
bigger
a
camera?
Komodo on those flights, but yeah, that did look really good.
It looked all so crispy. And I think you can get those shots on GoPro. Like
On a 10 or 11, definitely, yeah. They
Yeah.
There's something about 10s and 11s. They have that. Even if you pick flat color, it's still got that color that looks real good.
hmm those GoPros are amazing because they're like, I mean, they're amazing given the size of the camera and everything that it
And how they
is.
don't overheat, well, except the Mini 11, but how the other
Yeah.
ones don't overheat, yeah, it does so much, it's crazy. 5K, like, come on,
Yeah.
5.7,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's absolutely amazing that all that packs into there.
All right. Up.
All right, who we got next?
8-bit FPV has been selected by the randomizer.
Oh, snap. And he's
Okay.
in the chat. What's up, 8-bit?
All right, 8-bit. Send this one over. This one's called "It's a Folktale, a Myth." FPV freestyle. Oh,
His thumbnail.
Is this an analog one?
I think so.
Oh, it's a whoop.
It's a whoop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I never watched the show.
You never watched X-Files?
No.
I
Good.
watched it a little here and there growing up, but it's good. The episode with the Elephant Man dude who just wanted to go to a Cher concert is absolutely amazing.
I forgot about that.
It has the best crash zoom in cinema history.
The reboot was good too, the short reboot that they did. I enjoyed it.
There was an X-Files reboot?
Yeah, a couple years ago, they did like 5 episodes or some shit.
Okay.
It's like X-Files, but they talk about Uber and stuff. It's kind of weird.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's very modern.
Uber, where they're like, so like taxi drivers, let's figure out how we have them not make money so we can make more. Dang.
Oh my god.
That's aggressive.
My note would be, don't terrify me with things like that. That's all. Besides that, I like it. But that Elmer Fudd was a lot.
All
That
right.
was kind of cool.
The Predator Elmer Fudd
We'll give that another
Yeah.
play. Give people a
versus
chance to
the
score.
aliens Bugs Bunny.
I'm going through the scoring myself.
I just noticed that part. That was good. That was good.
All right, so I think I think you know what I personally thought was I liked the intro and setting up the idea, but it ran a little long for me. You know, kind of the different clips. At one point, I'm just being honest with you, Adrian. Not that I'm hating. I did think, oh, are we just gonna watch a collection of like X-Files clips put together? I didn't know. I literally thought that. I didn't know that we were gonna get to FPV because it went that kind of long.
Yeah.
And then I think of all the categories, the place where I personally would love to see you focus is the intentionality piece. Like, it looks like you're having a great time flying your drone, so I'm never gonna hate
Win.
on that. But
Yeah.
for when you like putting together a video, I think like just kind of figuring out like a flight line, you know, or something that you want to try, kind of gives us a little bit more structure to the actual FPV flight. So that would be my one piece of feedback, like the place that I would say maybe you want to think about concentrating.
I'm
Yeah.
very happy that they're doing analog, that more people are submitting analog stuff.
Yeah. And like obviously, like just keep it fun. Fun at the forefront is most important.
Mhm.
And I love that you're doing the whole X-Files theme up front with the alien shit. which is really cool. But yeah, I had the exact same thought when we were watching this the first time. I was thinking to myself, like, are we about to get trolled on here? And is this dude gonna play?
Like,
is this dude about to play X-Files memes? You really want to make sure that you're capturing your audience pretty quickly. And while like we all love the X-Files thing, we might want to like get through that a little quicker next time.
I think
or variants or build on it somehow.
I think your voice is, you're showing your voice, and I think the comments are like, how do you communicate like your voice through the video?
Yeah.
So it's there
Amplify
for sure,
right? Yeah.
If we're looking at the tail of the tape, right? Variety is, in terms of newers or obstacles or locations, is what the viewers said is the place for improvement. But the originality, I think the voice is definitely there. So I'm going to advance the slide. JinxFPV point audience, be honest with 8-Bit, give him good feedback so that he knows how he can develop. Is this something that you would watch again or tell a buddy about? But regardless of what the score is or the JinxFPV 8-Bit, we love seeing development. So please, this is your first video on the stream. Thank you very much for submitting, and keep sharing with us, man. It's been awesome. Like I know, and I've said this a million times, my favorite part is to watch the progression stream after stream of folks who've come back. And there's definitely people who like where they started to where they are now. It's incredible, and they've like won comps and shit, and it's dope. So if that's for you.
8-Bit in the chat, he's saying, hopefully I can do more flippy trippies someday. And like I just like to say, like flippy trippies, not a bad thing, but I don't think it's necessary to like.
There was none in the last
build.
Video. There was no flippy trippies in the last video.
Exactly, no flippy trippies in the last video. It's it's just finding something that you can kind of build off of. And you already are showing kind of like a unique kind of identity, right? With like this alien thing, like you're willing to break out and bring in something more creative than just straight FPV flying. So just building on that, bro.
All right. Let's watch the next one. The randomizer has chosen Rob Groove. This one's called Paradise Bando. BotGrinder Battle Round 11, Heat 2.
Yeah, I know Rob Groove.
I like how Bot's been slowly building his logos back there in the background.
I like how you look at it. I like how you look back there. All right. Paradise Bando BotGrinder Battle Round 11. Heat 2.
This building is
something cool.
This building is so sick.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Is this Run the Jewels? I feel like I know this track.
Oh yeah, I think so. Oh wait, no.
Oh, it's Beastie Boys.
It says it's got to be like a mashup or something.
I think you're right.
Is this the back of a neighborhood? Oh my god.
Is that Beastie Boys?
Again, this is like a European bando. Like, what the fuck is going on? Everywhere outside of the US, their bandos are clean as shit. I think it's because they build everything out of concrete, right? It's so like, oh.
That sounds like Beastie Boys. I feel like
That's
it didn't
definitely
sound like
Beastie
either
Boys.
of them. All right, it's a fucking mix-up. That's why. All right, I'm old. I don't understand how the future works. It's a mashup. Okay.
Bone says it's Rihanna.
608 says it's because they care about their country.
We clean up everything.
Oh, getting some Forevermore trippy color treatment here.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess.
All right,
That was
if
pretty
you haven't
cool.
scored, that was fun to watch. If you haven't scored already, go ahead and score that, and I guess we'll talk
shit.
about it as the scores come in.
Rob Groove has
See
submitted
something cool?
all those Cinestyle
do it
videos,
anyway.
right?
Ah, is that true?
Yeah. So this is his first kind of freestyle entry that he's given us. I loved his mentality on the last stream where he was like, yeah, my like, you know, my friends and my grandma tell me I'm great. I'm wanting the like critical feedback.
He
You
wants
know?
the critical.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. Dude, this spot is amazing. And like there's the thing with FPV is your spot selection has a lot to do with how enjoyable it is to watch, right? Like you can make a boring spot, like a video out of a boring spot, but it's much harder. You found gold here.
Yeah, it's just
and
sick.
you're ripping it up, bro. Like, yeah, we have a lot of cuts, and I would like to see longer string outs of sections that are uncut. But I personally feel like you're leveraging, you know, the kind of entertainment factor with what you got, right? So like potentially maybe you didn't get any super long lines, but you're finding a good way to make this video interesting and enjoyable for people to watch. So kudos on that. And you've
Right.
gone and hit this dive a bunch of times. And it's like, that looks like a tough dive.
I would say, you know, here's something I started doing in my sessions, and I'll share this. And if anyone finds this helpful in your sessions, maybe you know that'd be great. So I like to pick three places at a spot, right? Like 3 obstacles, and here maybe it'd be like a dive hole, and like maybe one of the windows, and maybe the water, right? And then like I just think, okay, I know that in a line I want to use those 3 spots, and I'm going to try to figure out like a thing that I can do at each of those spots and put it
That's
together.
smart as shit. That's really good advice.
And then
I'm gonna use
just
that.
yeah, and then just work on that, right? And then like that'll and then once you get it once or twice, and you know, don't stop. Like be like, all right, either say I want to do it faster, like do those 3 things faster, or like look at your footage in the field, like say, oh, was that good, you know, or you know. And sometimes you run out of time and you're like, yo, I just gotta, you know, that's it, like that's all the time I have for, and hey, that's a great session. Or you could be like, yo, okay, so the power loop is getting easy, maybe if I do something in that power loop over that obstacle, like a roll or a twist or something, like let yourself develop a line. Because I think like if you look at the tape, right, it's speed. Like that's the place that the audience thinks, hey man, maybe a little bit more speed will help. It's hard to get speed if you're kind of making it up as you go, and you know people don't know if you made it up as you go. Like you know you get to edit and control reality. So like you know feel free, like do it a million times, you know, and then you just present it the once, and people are like, oh man, Rob Groove is the shit, you know, like he's incredible, he's a genius. But whatever. That's how I would, you know, if I was to get the note on speed, that's how I would approach it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I think that is a fantastic comment too, by the way.
thank you.
And
There's a reason
I
you're
love
my friend, Dan.
and I love how Tide the first FPV pilot sponsored by Tide.
I washed my props in Tide. So I reached out to them and I was like, you know, I use your product every day now. I'm hoping to get Flex Seal. I'm hoping to get a Flex Seal deal pretty soon here.
Nice.
Hey, Dana. All right.
Wait, Rob Groove's saying it's his first time here. Oh, that was his first flight here, not his first time on the stream.
Dude,
Oh, wow, that was
middle
great.
of a
flight.
neighborhood. Like, if it was
Yeah.
me, I'd be like, I'm so freaked out about the neighbors calling. Like, it's a nice neighborhood too. You know, like, do
What
you
the
see
fuck
the
is that
houses
bando
around
doing
it?
there?
Yeah,
It's like, I have no idea how.
Yeah,
this
if it's a
place
nice
exists.
neighborhood.
If you look at the houses around, like, it's really nice. Like, this thing is weird. You know, like
That's like
Yeah.
the abandoned resort in upstate New York. There's another resort or whatever right next to it, and the locals just like use it as a jogging trail and a walk path, and it's like a nasty abandoned building.
Yeah.
It's like
They're
how
complex.
the hotel is on the outside.
Well, like,
80
so
degrees.
I know, like in Poland, for instance, because I'm Polish, the way people build houses out there can be very different than the way we do it here, right? Like here, people will get like a mortgage or whatever, get all the money up front, and then just like build the house. Whereas I have family members that like they got the money for the bricks or the concrete work, and then they put the concrete structure up. And then 2-3 years later, they get the money for the windows. The windows go in.
Oh wow!
You know, so you have these structures that come up in a much different way than we're used to seeing here.
I
That's
just
pretty
saw that
crazy.
in a documentary about a Brazilian couple, and they were living in Rio, but they would visit their property, and there was like nothing. It was like they had to knock it down, like they, you know, and so it was to your point, like years that they're kind of building. They like knock everything down, and that's like 1 year, and then they have enough money to put up the structure. And there's no doors or windows, and then they move in, and then they put a door. You know, it's like crazy. Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, Genesis One, not this time. But you know, Rob Root.
That gets my je ne sais quoi. I was psyched on that. I was
Um,
psyched on that, Rob. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah. All right, who's ready for the next video? I know I am. This person is not going to be new to anyone on this stream. The randomizer has chosen Austin Inspired.
Oh, nice. Dude, Austin's an OG here. He's been around for a minute. And like he's really been chasing it. You know what I mean?
I feel as though we're bringing him some value to his life. Otherwise, why would you continue to participate?
We are so important.
He's got a live stream of his own now too. Him and Nappy.
What?
Yeah, him and
Austin
Nappy.
and Nappy doing a live stream.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Austin. We got to meet Austin Inspired. He actually, it worked out beautifully. He was going to a motocross event in Michigan, and we were flying our Bando Invitational in Gary, Indiana. And he came out, and he got to fly that Bando church. It was really great meeting the dude in person.
All right. This one is called Got Rewind.
Got Rewind?
Austin said this video is the best I've ever made, so please judge me heavily on it. I think that's what he said. I don't have my glasses.
Nice. I know that he was working on trippy spins. He had hit me up. He's like, I'm working all the combos. Nice lock on that trippy.
Yeah, he's got that shit down. Hell yeah.
That's like 3 volts right there.
What did you say, Jinx?
It's like 3 volts.
3 volts drop.
Nice.
I like the energy this track's bringing.
Yeah.
Austin is also one of the folks who's been vocal about wanting the critical feedback. So,
What up, Forevermore?
Forevermore.
All right. I always like it when Forevermore has been participating in this stream for a hot minute now too, and man, we've been loving having him on here.
Oh yeah, good dude. He's local. Good dude.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Oh yeah. He's down there in Delaware. He comes out. He's part of the local crew.
How big's your local crew down there?
It starts in Delaware and ends in New York, so you know it's pretty big. Like within like an hour and a half radius is about up to like Izzy in New Jersey, down to Delaware and like Maryland, where Captain Cannoli and those homies are. That's what I consider like the local crew. Pretty big. Not in Philly. There's nobody like in Philly that I fly with. Everybody's from out of state.
Huh.
So
really?
Yeah, everybody lives in either Jersey or Delaware or Maryland
crazy.
or something.
There's not a lot of
it's
Philly
all so
flyers.
close.
There are, but they don't reach out to me. A few have started to. They're new. There's a lot of new people. There's not a lot of people that have been flying for a while in Philly that still fly. So a lot of them, like
That's
the old
interesting.
Quad Squad, has moved on to different things.
Oh yeah,
Not
what was
Quad Squad.
there
the
was
Philly Quad Squad.
the FPV shop that
Oh,
had
no, I
opened
got
up out there.
The
Right?
prop
Wasn't-
shop, that was
Yeah.
that never officially opened because the owner went to jail before it ever opened.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, my radio's gone. Some of my parts that were inside the store because it just got locked up one day. Dude went to jail.
No.
Stuff's gone.
Oh.
His father ended up like paying for all of it to the landlord and getting it all back, but I haven't got my shit back.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
That's a
nice little
shame.
store too. It was a nice little store, man.
yeah, that's a shame. That stinks that happened.
Yeah,
Um,
you know,
All right.
oh, yeah.
especially now, FPV's getting huge. So much cinematic work is being done in Philly too. If he wouldn't have messed up, he could have been selling like drone shit to all the production companies in town that get drone shots.
Yeah.
Is that something that you go after, Bot? Do you go after the pro work, the cinematic
No.
stuff?
Not one
No.
bit, because it's not fun for me, and my whole shit
Yeah.
is like I just want to have fun. I just happen to start making money by having fun doing FPV, and I want to keep it like that. Like I have that
Oh, yeah.
struggle now and then. Do I push myself and grind and do gig work to get the big money that I just don't want to do? I hate getting up early. I hate flying for other people. I hate getting your shot. Or do I just keep doing what I do, make the videos I want to make, and be content with where I'm at, like money wise, which isn't a whole lot more than not a shit ton of fucking money, but I'm definitely way more comfortable than I was like living in a squat and shit. So anything
Yeah.
above like homeless, I'm happy, and that's where I'm at now. So I'm like, I'm cool. Why be unhappy with stuff? I'm not afraid of hard work. I just
Yeah.
I'd rather work smarter than harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because you have definitely had a much different, living experiences than probably a giant majority of people out there.
Yeah.
So it's like to hear you say, like, dude, it's better than living in a squat. Like that's your bar.
Yeah. I'm happy as shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's great.
Because there's a trade-off, right? If you do something for money that you hate doing, it doesn't matter that you got the money because you spent your time doing something that you fucking abhorred. You know?
You get the money, so fucking like money ain't shit to me. I've had nothing for so long; it doesn't mean anything. Like I feel so spoiled now, and I feel like I'm just like an average American now. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have so much shit. I have all this stuff. Like I eat takeout food all the time. Like it sucks. I feel like I'm so wasteful now, but it's whatever. Now I'm just a normal person. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. My habits, my consumer habits reflect a normal average person. I think now.
So going back to Austin's video, intentionality is a 2.4, so it's scoring really well there. Austin, production quality of video, 1.9. And I'm gonna make a comment based on something that Austin said to me, not on the stream, because we were chatting, and he's like, man, I always do these kind of no edits because I don't like looking at my own footage, and I 100% understand that. And the way that I would approach that, Austin, here's just an idea that you may take or not take, is if you want to show your best foot forward, right? And like really showcase in each video what you're capable of and not have to edit or like look through a bunch of footage to try to find it. When you go to a spot, and it's almost like duplicate to the same comment I made on the last video. like work on a 3-trick series, nail that, and then on another 3 obstacles in the same spot, work on another 3-trick series. And so basically, if you're just working on line, getting that one, and it's line 2 and getting that one, and maybe like a 3rd line, maybe, then once you nail them to your heart's satisfaction, you don't have to go through 15 flights of footage. You just have to go to your footage and grab the 3, because you mastered the 3 lines you were getting, and then that's your edit. So you don't have to like free flow through and be like, oh, what was good about that flight, or do I like this? It's like, that's the way, because I'm the same way. I hate looking through my footage, and so I've just given myself a reason to not have to look at it all, because I'm like, I can throw out the first 5 flights. I never hit the line. And I have to hit that 1-minute line or that 45-second line, and that becomes my 2.5-minute video. If you look at any of my videos on the YouTube, if you care to, like all of that shit, like I did not have to go through watching 2.5 hours of video to make those. I literally knew exactly where those that recording was. So it took maybe an hour to make those.
So I have a slightly alternative suggestion, because
I want to hear it.
Because I do like doing the thing where I'm picking out certain obstacles that I'm trying to fly and hit and whatever. But sometimes it's kind of like, you know, if I don't end up in the right spot, I'm going to change up my flight line and free flow it and whatever. So one of the things that I've done, because I used to look through all 2 hours of footage or whatever I got through the day, what I've started doing is, like, if I land and I feel like that pack was fucking sick, what I start doing is I just, like, take my GoPro or my Action 2 and I just start recording, like, a bunch of 1-second clips. I'll do, like, 10 1-second clips in a row after that pack. And then I'll go on and I'll keep flying. And if I have another awesome pack, I do it again. And then that way, at the end of the day, like, if I go back, I throw everything in the timeline. And then when I'm looking at the timeline, I just look for that series of 1-second clips.
Smart.
And then I just go like, okay, so the clip before those was like the thing I was hyped on. So then all of a sudden I'm quickly going from, 20 clips that I might have to 3. And then I know, like, okay, I'm going to just choose from these 3 because those were the ones that I was feeling from that day. And so then that might make the whole burden of editing your footage a little bit easier.
But how do you approach your video edits, man? Like, for your FPV stuff?
I still don't know. I've made almost 700 videos. Now, like, as far as picking my clips and stuff, like, I mainly do vlogs, you know what I mean? I don't do a lot of just freestyle edits. So for my vlogs, I either have a little theme or I don't, and kind of make up the theme as I go. But for the flights, I warm up, and I typically do take it a little bit easier when I warm up, and I feel good. And at the end of the day, I crash a lot because I do dumb stuff because I'm overconfident. But what trick, I think it was Cricket that told me this one. Somebody told me I would always, like, watch my first clip, second, third. They said start from the back. Watch your last clip, then go from the rear, because those are going to be your better flights typically. That's the only real, like, trick that I do. And that's like, if I like your idea of doing a bunch of different clips. A few times what I've done, if I have a banger flight, when I land, I'll stop it. Then I'll record and just be like, previous clip, and then stop it. Kind of the same thing, just so when I'm going, I don't dump mine to the timeline, but just so when I'm, like, looking in my folder on my computer, I see that little clip and I know, okay, that's a banger flight. Let's start with that one or whatever. But I'm not afraid to throw away footage at all. I will throw away so much footage just to make a little 10-minute edit. It's whatever. I used to hate it. I used to be like, God, but this is a good flight. I have to make a second flight video because I have 2 good flights here. Nah, I'll take 3 minutes from an entire day and get rid of the rest of the footage and not care at all. It's whatever.
Yeah.
There's always more flights.
There's always more fights. You gotta trust that you're gonna be awesome again
in the future. Yeah.
JinxFPV, yes on this one. I forgot what the score is. It was like a 2.1 or 2.4. You can look at the recording. JinxFPV is a yes. Moving on. Nice job, Austin Inspired.
Nice job,
the other thing too, you got to be lower, man. Like when you're cruising from, you've heard me say this now like 4 times. Like
that's important.
Get down. Like Obstacle to obstacle. Like be touching like the ground. Be kissing the ground. It'll give you a
Do a yaw
sense of
spin
speed.
or something too. Break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low.
Do a sassy yaw. If you know what a sassy yaw is, it's
What's a
What's a
sassy yaw?
sassy? Yeah.
Zorro FPV invented the sassy yaw. It's just a yaw with some fucking sass on it. It looks good.
What does this mean?
When you do it, you'll be like, "That was sassy," and you will know it's a sassy yaw. It's not robotic. It's the opposite of like a robotic one, I guess. You know what I mean?
I know what a robotic one would look like. Sassy.
Dude, it's more of a feel.
I
It's
feel
more
like
of a
I
feel.
know.
It
It's one of
comes
those
to you,
things.
comes to
It
you.
doesn't have a. You can't define it, but you know it when you see it.
The best
Fuse,
way
have
would
you
be
done
like,
a sassy yaw? Fuse?
Every yaw he does is sassy.
I I have done one low on the ground and I just yawed like right away, like on
Sounds
flat
sassy,
on
yeah,
the
man.
ground.
I
And
think
I
that's-
felt that was sassy, so
Fuse for the win!
Hell yeah.
I think the best way I can describe it, you're cruising, you're just doing your thing. You're like, yeah, a little yaw spin, you keep cruising. So it's like that. Like it's like when you're feeling it, you just throw that shit in there. That's
Yeah.
yaw.
I love it.
It's a little
All right.
flourish.
Next time you do a yaw spin, you'll be like, oh, I get it. That crazy motherfucker. I see what he's saying.
I'm gonna be washing my hair with my dandruff shampoo, and I'm like, that's a sassy yaw.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I've been doing them. I've been doing them.
no clicks.
All right. Okay. So tell me you're ready to start the video while I go look at the randomizer here. If you've been playing along and voting, we've got a lot of good response. I know all the pilots appreciate it more than like us talking over. I know that the pilots appreciate the audience feedback because it gives them an insight into the audience's mind. So much appreciated there. If you're ready to vote, go ahead and click yes in the app. Let's keep that input going. And I will get the next video.
Slop tit, the old skate clip hand over the lens type of thing. That's exactly where my head was at with the 1 second clips deal, but like for the digital age, because you don't really watch stuff like you did on your old VX nowadays.
All right. Speaking of Slop Tit, the randomizer has chosen Slop Tit to be the next
You're
one.
saying it wrong. It's got the
Slop-
exclamation point, bro.
Slop
You got to
Tit.
be much more excited. Yeah.
All right. This one's called Touching Grass. Love it already. Extreme FPV freestyle, crazy, wild, incredible stuff, man. Awesome.
Hell yeah. BBL.
BBL. Oh yes. Okay, I've seen that before. They're Vegas.
Florida?
Yeah. This looks like that spot that E-Rod would fly.
Trees look like they will eat your quad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah. I like the fart noise in this song. Y'all hearing that?
no.
No,
Oh, the like human beatbox fart noise that's being
Like a
happening.
little fart, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, is that plywood on those windows? Is that an abandoned skyscraper?
Probably.
That's so fun.
They were. Oh, it's Florida. They were boarding up for hurricane season, huh? Okay.
I love what I just saw there. You see the flash of the
Yeah.
crew? That's dope. Oh shit. Score form is now loaded. Sorry, I forgot to advance. Oh.
Oh.
Frank Lucas, I hit the closet, pulled a mink about it. Living this life, pussy dream about it.
Is that sassy? I'm sorry, I have to ask. I thought that was a sassy yaw. I was like, oh, that's sassy.
Nah, that was with some intense.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I see some dingles.
No, dude. Yeah, no, there have been some dingles.
All right, that's 2.5. That's 2.5. All right, so if you haven't scored already, go ahead and score in the Mentimeter.
I feel like as far as the dingles are concerned, if you have like a momentary dingle, it's okay. But when there's the consistent dingle throughout the video,
he might not know what we're talking about. We should probably.
So dingles for me when you have your GoPro mount showing in your like on the edges of the frame. And so it's typically what ends up happening is like on a lot of hyper smooth videos, it really starts coming in and out a bunch. And the thing that I find so frustrating about it is it's so distracting, but like it's also such an easy fix. If you've got dingles popping in and out of your frame, like literally just scale your video up 3% and then it's gone. You're not dealing with dingles anymore.
Yeah, it was funny because Slop Tit in the comments was like, dingle? ? No concept. All right. So let's look at the scores.
This wasn't an egregious dingle situation.
It's just this happening all the time. It's just this. It gets distracting.
Yeah.
So like looking at the scores, right? Production quality video. Hey, there was a lot of cool shit. Like we talk about B-roll a lot, and obviously you show us. You know, we've seen some familiar B-roll. I commented when you flashed the logo mid, like in the middle of a cut. I like that. Like I like variety, right? It breaks up variety in the production. It breaks up that I'm just watching another FPV video, and I think for me, that really begins to set you apart, right, from a lot of the other content that's out there, because. And like I felt like this video, and it's not just up to me, but you know, this video really kind of came together as a production. I liked the song; it was appropriate for the vibe, and just kind of like the whole steez. And I think that's reflected in the scores. In terms of the other side of the tape, speed, difficulty, variety. It's if you watch any of our other live streams, you know, variety. I guess I'll just pick on it because that one's at the bottom. Maneuvers, obstacles. I think you varied the locations. You got a couple wows from us in terms of like, oh, that's cool, that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, just the technical aspect. I think throwing in some different quad movement would help, right, in terms of that category.
Yeah, I think to build on what you've already doing, like you know that logo flash moment.
Love it.
Like that stuff's awesome. Next time. If you want it, because if I remember correctly, you were using it almost as like a transition element. You can use that as an opportunity to inject more of your personality in there too, right? Like, you could fuck it up. You like because there you were using the logo and kind of like a glitch effect over pre-existing footage that you've got going on, like or the flight footage. You could use moments where you're cutting away to you and the homies fucking around or something to kind of build on that. Like, I think there's an interesting opportunity there.
So your scores were on the last slide. You could always go to the review if you want to get your score. And Janessa Quasi, yes. Folks would want to watch this again or tell their friends. Yeah, absolutely. So nice job. Thank you very much, Slop Tit, for submitting, and good job. Love. I look forward to watching more videos from you. All right,
yeah,
so If
I've
you're
been
ready to start-
watching Slop Tit on bot streams for a minute now.
Oh yeah, dude.
The Ripper.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
He does them nighttime in the city flying parking lot shits that I like a lot. I like them videos.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't flown at night in such a long time.
Me either, but I want to test HG0 out in the nighttime, so I'm about to. When it gets warmer, anyway.
Are you excited about HD0?
Yeah, I've been flying it for a few weeks now, and I'm liking it, man. It's crazy.
I just caught a Stinger Swarms video. Like he was testing the goggles with the new cam. Emax is coming out with a budget set of goggles because I fly DJI, but like I like the idea of open source digital and getting back to a place where we can all. I'm really hoping, I fly DJI, but I'm really hoping that and I've said this, I really hope that the open source guys turn their eyes on HD0 and just develop the shit out of it. So it's just we can get back to, because I miss analog because everyone was on analog, and now
it's really
splitting off.
Speaking on that, I went to go fly the other day, and homie busted out his analog quad 8 HD0, and I was like, oh shit, and I was like, oh no, what channel are you on? Because it works just like analog. Like you can fly with analog people. The channels are exactly the same and everything. Well, the race band anyway. It is limiting though. If you're used to DJI's penetration, you're not going to get that on HD0. That's one thing I noticed. It is a little limiting when you're pretty far away from yourself and you're going to try to go through something. You definitely get a lot of breakup more than analog. But in between that, it's fantastic. It's
so
solid ass digital link. It is, even though a little bit of breakup is fine. It's really only until you're far behind a building, then you're like, oh, this is a lot of breakup. But it's new.
Yeah, we had the whoop race. We had the whoop race yesterday, and Diesel Shroom had his HD0s, and he let a bunch of us try it, and I was totally sold on it.
It's nice video. It's nice digital video, right?
Really good. Yeah,
it's crazy. And I do like how it breaks up. I can't do the lag. I can't do the variable latency in digital systems. So this feels fantastic. When it gets out of range, it breaks up like analog and turn back around or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't go oh shit, what's happening now? Oh, all of a sudden I'm on the ground. I don't like that.
It looks like a glitched out NES game, basically, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looks really good though.
I was blown away. They did a great job on it, even in these early stages.
So are you going to ditch the Orcas now?
Maybe, but not the Flight HD0 because the analog on there is good. I do like I do like the HD0 goggles better now than my Orcas. It's just so nice. They're just such a nice product.
Yeah.
But as far as the system, I'm running both. I'm gonna run both systems for a while.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I hope that Orca is still developing that HD system.
Yeah,
I don't think they are. My opinion. Did you hear about their military shit they're doing?
They've been doing that for a minute though.
So, but they got some new FPV tank system that they have. It's like a wireless HD system for tank operators, so they can drive and still see out the tank and everything with wireless goggles. So I'm like, they probably made $1 billion with this. They were like, why put the resources into FPV? You know what I mean? And in a wireless, in an HD system, when there's this weird market right now, my opinion is they don't want to mess with it. They're gonna wait for the dust to settle, then maybe do something. But in the meantime, they got money. They don't care.
But I think if they're doing, because I know they signed that military, because it's with the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a U.S. military contract, and this was 2 years ago now, if not more, that they signed it. If they're building that, they're probably coming up with something dope. I mean, those goggles that they came out with originally were super sick. So.
Oh yeah, I still love my Orcas. I'm just all about the HP0 ones right now. But like Tony Cake merged Immersion RC with Orca, so now Orca and Immersion RC are one. And Tony is head product developer of Orca now, Immersion RC, and he's a smart motherfucker. So their new products are going to be sick if Tony's in charge of that shit, man.
Did the original dude of Orca just kind of break off to do military shit?
I think they just bought Immersion RC and Tony came along with it. As far as I know. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I hope it comes to fruition for FPV, because I know that's where they kind of got their start and everything.
Oh yeah,
I know that military money is nice, but come back and give it to us FPV.
Yeah. Let's get some hand-me-down military tech, bros.
Yeah, your leftovers. All right. Up next, we have Smudge FPV has been chosen by the randomizer. Yeah. This one's called HD02 VRX Walk Snail. This is the maiden flight. Here we go.
Oh, this will be interesting. I wish we could ask him about his experience with the latency going through HDOs.
Fucking sniper.
We've seen this place before too, haven't we?
It's
Yeah,
like
we
a
have.
sniper training ground.
I feel like an asshole now because I know we've asked him before, like, what the hell this is, and I'm not able to remember it.
Sniper training ground.
It
Like,
was
that's-
sniper training ground?
Yeah.
Like for real? That's sick.
I think when we asked him, he was like, I was like, what is this place? And he answered in a comment back after the fact. He's like, yeah, sniper training ground. I was like, oh, wow.
What else would
It's
it be?
wild that they have to, like, climb up there. Like, it looks
Nice.
kind of like a hazardous thing to have to climb up.
They're military.
Yeah. Dude, I remember seeing him fly this spot and doing an Immelman through one of those top sniper nests or whatever you want to call it. Hey, I like how he's getting away from the tower.
Yeah.
Nope.
What? Little bush gap.
Oh. What's up with that building back there? Because I have noticed that building a few times before.
Yeah, looks like
And he's
it's
never
down
really
there.
flown it.
The bomb range. Oh, nice. Nice save there.
I was
Nice.
trying for that knife edge over there.
All right,
Yeah.
scoring form is up. Go ahead and go score if you'd like. I'm sure Smudge would appreciate the feedback.
Smudge, he originally flew, his first video was that crazy pyramid thing, right? I think that was Smudge.
The place that he had to drive out to, was that Smudge?
Yeah,
On the-
it was
it was
like
on top
some
of a mountain.
insane
Yeah, it was nice.
bando concrete pyramid thing that was on top of some remote mountain.
All right.
I want to see you get back there, Smudge, because that was absolutely insane. He also flew. Did he also fly that those crazy metal structures outside the amusement park?
I can't remember. It might have been in
The
Asia.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Smudge, looking at the scores, it looks like difficulty is appreciated. It's helping your video. You're going through some gnarly dive gaps for sure. The places and also your speed. So people appreciate how fast you're moving, and I think that the speed and difficulty go hand in hand. The areas of focus maybe for the next sessions for improvement is production quality of video, but I know that this is a first flight, so first flight on a new system, so you're trying to go for something different there, but folks felt the production quality and the originality. It's tough to make something truly stand out when you're just kind of putting together a video that provides your experience on a new video system. So
Yeah.
that's the tail of the tape there.
I would say this is like, you've posted quite a few things for us before, and you're a talented pilot, no doubt. And we enjoy seeing stuff from you. I know this is a new system and everything, but this was also, again, not like you haven't shown us anything like this was less than some of the other stuff that you had shown us before, and I know you're capable of more. So I don't know, that's something to kind of consider sometimes. I know that I personally have come back from a day of flying, and like, even though it's super fun and whatever, I'll look at some of the footage and I'll be like, yeah, this is just not quite doing it for me. And I'm just gonna sit on it and let it pass.
Pass the gas. All right. So genetic quasi, yes, which is arguably the most important thing. You know, with people psyched on it.
Hell yeah.
That they want to watch
Well,
it
then,
or see it again. So you're a winner,
Fuck
boss.
me in my stupid face. Never mind what I said.
Yeah. Shut up, Danzy.
That's the most.
All
That's
right.
the most important thing. I mean, people just like the sniper tower. You know.
Bot,
No.
you got time for one more, bro?
Yeah, I got time for one more.
Hell
All
yeah,
right,
dude.
let's do one more.
All right. So the randomizer has chosen Spider Sugar FPV.
Nice. I always got time for
Oh
spider.
yeah.
Spider Shuggy.
Spider Asukar. Let me scroll. Where's your stuff, Spider Sugar FPV? All right. Flying starts at 3 minutes. Thank you for letting me know.
Goldfinger
interesting.
operator is glad you got your Flex Seal sponsorship.
Yeah, they just called. They just called. There apparently there was a rep in the chat. They saw me talking about it. They hit me
I
up.
want to
dude,
know.
lifetime.
I want to know about Hooters. I mean, are they linking you up with the sauce? I hope they're
It-
linking you
that
up with
one's
the
weird. I
sauce.
just get shakes. I get this card. I get one free milkshake a day if I go in there. But I don't really have a Hooters in Pennsylvania, so I just took it because I like the little logo. Little owl's cute. And I don't even drink milk or eat milkshakes. So it's kind of pointless.
All right. This one's called Demibot. Ripping and... Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, his intro's sick. Yeah, that's right.
Friends of the FAA, correct? Great logo.
Yeah.
Morning, y'all. I'm up early today because.
He does the vlogging. I like the
Oh,
vlogging.
wait. It's 3 minutes in. Sorry, I gotta fast
Yeah.
forward here.
Hopefully,
I did like that intro. That intro was dope.
I'm glad I
That's
saw
sick,
that.
right?
man.
down to Pueblo.
That's 136. Hold on. let's skip
I like
over
the
here.
car angle too. It's like he's doing his
230.
Yeah,
business.
the car.
Avada
248. All right,
Kedavra.
here we go.
Fucking monster. All right, here we
What
go.
is that?
There's tons of people here. It's really cool.
Is that Walk
Like,
Snail
I'm
I
at a
see?
drone convention.
Is that DJI?
No, that's
That's
DJI.
DJI.
Oh, okay. I don't know what DJI looks like.
Oh, I love this song. Good choice.
Oh, I've seen this spot before. This spot is so sick.
Oh, this is in Colorado.
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this spot is amazing.
Oh, you love this spot. This is like right up reality, dude. All these spots are like in this one area. Like there's like 7 spots, all within like
Oh, hell
1
yeah.
minute of each other.
I am doing a meetup in Denver in April.
Are you really?
Yeah, like 422 or whatever, like 420 weekend, whatever the weekend is after 420. We're doing a meetup.
Oh,
420
There's,
falls during the week.
Yeah. There's a January meetup on the 28th. I mean, I'm sorry, a Florida meetup this month, January 28th and 29th. in
Are
Tampa,
you going to
Florida.
that?
Yeah, I'm hosting it. I've been doing the whole
Oh,
damn
hell
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Where-
stoked, man. A bunch of good people are going.
Where can people find out where like how can people follow you, like in terms of where you're gonna be, where the meetups are at, where you're flying, all that good shit.
Instagram, my Discord, I post a lot of stuff in my Discord, but Instagram for just like basic follow me stuff. I do a lot of announcements in my Instagram stories.
Instagram, okay.
That's probably the best way. Sometimes my my YouTube community tab too, but a lot of people don't use that.
Yeah, the YouTube community tab thing is kind of weird, right? Like, it's
The
a weird
polls
thing
get a
that people
lot.
don't engage with.
Yeah,
Your Discord is fantastic, though. That Discord is crazy.
a lot of good
Discord's
people.
amazing.
People make the
Lot-
Discord, and there's a lot of good
Yeah.
people on there.
That is, it's so active all the time.
That's what I
And
hear.
you're on there all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually like computer editing and shit. I got my second screen that just has it. So, plus I like to, I don't like my moderators to have to do too much work. I like to be able to monitor, make sure your people are being good and everything. Everybody, is feels safe and all that shit. But I hear people tell me it's like one of the more active ones, and I'm super proud of that. I'm really proud there's a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
active people that are like engaging with each other and having a good time and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you and FPTV are kind of like the two that are just always cranking.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was 2.5 minutes. If you, let's give some critical feedback here from the audience. So get your scores in. Looks like right now intentionality and production quality feel good to the audience. Maybe originality is the place, or difficulty of maneuvers. From a difficulty standpoint, I think the pervasive feeling is the linking together of multiple tricks.
Yeah.
Like it's unless, even when you do like a really hard maneuver, like let's just say a Matty flip through a very small gap, I think you get the most reaction when you immediately go into a second maneuver that doesn't have to be as hard, but it just shows that like, oh, you have the control and you weren't shocked at doing the really hard thing, that there was some intentionality behind it. So I think that, in my observations of people from a difficulty perspective, linking together tricks is something that you might want to start, concentrating on. Originality is a little area, but people love the intentionality. They like the look of the video and kind of your flying style. So
100%, like what you're saying, going through and linking stuff together. Watching this, I get the sense that you have the mechanics on everything, right? I see you linking all these pieces together. It's just going forward, putting that time in, and then being able to do that in longer sequences, is going to be really sick when you get there. And I can tell already just by the intro, the personality, the little bit of personality that we got to witness there with the vlog, is good stuff.
I would like to bring up a trick that I use real quick as far as that goes. Before you do a hard trick, do like a roll to the left. And then after you do a hard trick, do a roll to the left, and then sprinkle some left rolls into your like just lines. And then you can I like to do the roll transitions. That way you can just link, like you do something super hard, you have the beginning and end, and you can link that with something else, and you look like you're way better than you actually are. You don't have to actually do a hard trick and then another trick. You can just do the trick and a roll, and then fly back home and drink a beer or whatever, and then do something else and link them together. It's a good if you like to do it that way.
You know what? It's valid. That's 100% valid.
That's why I have so many roll transitions, because I suck. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna link all the 5 good things I did together and make it look cool.
Do you remember Gap at FPV?
That's where I stole that from. Yeah,
from the FPV show. He's like, he's like, I just put a superfluous amount of rolls into all of my lines because he did the roll cut
from Gap It. Yep.
Yeah,
I think I may be like the only other person that does consistent roll cuts, just because I idolize Gap It, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna do something because he was like my favorite pilot. I used to do the little bell thing when I hit stuff too, but I was like, I'm stealing too much from him. Like he had a few things that made his videos, I think, was so good because he had a lot of little things that made his videos. Always a good song, always a good flight. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like the roll transitions, I was like, I don't give a shit if that's your thing. It looks so cool. I'm also doing it. And now he doesn't put videos out anymore, so now it's my thing. So what's up, Gap It? Thank you, Gap It.
Gap It who?
No, he's an OG. He's the legend. I love Gap It.
Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah.
He likes my photography. He likes my photography, so I like him even more.
That's That's dope, dude. That's dope. Yeah. All right, so, dude, but I gotta say, it was awesome spending this time with you and getting to know you better. Where can people see you next? Friday is the live stream, or you got something crazy going on between now and Friday?
Now, every single Friday I do a live stream. Every single Saturday I put out a new FPV video. Every Tuesday during this winter on my Twitch, we're doing gaming, me and Super Deluxe. Every Tuesday a different game, 9 p.m. on a Twitch, BOTGRINDER, whatever, however you do it.
Dope.
You just Google it.
Follow the mans in all the places.
Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, FPVpark.com is the big thing. That shit's getting pretty good. Building an FPV park for everybody in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
Thanks for hanging out today. I love it when you're on the stream. I make no secret of that. Any last words for the peoples?
I had a really good time. It was really nice, but man. I just want to know, like, where can I get the FPV Park sticker? That's really cool.
The sticker, send me a message somewhere. I think I got some left. I got you. Just hit me up.
Thank
Hit me
you.
up on IG or whatever.
For sure.
Using this live stream for your own personal game. Okay.
I like that sticker. We gotta put it all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jinx, any last words before we sign off?
Just want to say thanks to BotGrinder, and you're an inspiration to so many people, and I'm really fortunate. I think I speak for all of us when I say we're really fortunate to have you on today. So we really appreciate your time.
Oh man, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
And Danzy?
Nah, fuck it.
Yeah. If you
No,
follow
man,
this,
it's a good time. Good time as always whenever we get to do this. Dude, thank you to everybody that submitted a video for us to review and whatever. Like, I'm glad that people are going out and ripping and have some interest in participating here. And yeah, man, everyone that's submitted, again, thank you, and I hope to see you come back. And we always love watching people improve.
3 weeks. So we're gonna. So next show's in 3 weeks. Submit your videos for the Super Critical Video Contest sponsored by Fly High FPV by the 23rd. Links are all in the description. I think. Having said that, BotGrinder, thanks a lot again, and we're out.
Thank you.
Peace, everyone.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Boom. All right, man. We're done.
Thanks, Bot.
Cool.
We're
Yeah.
done,
Thank
so.
you for having me.